The door looks quite solid and is probably locked. And even if it isn't, Shield Hand would notice if I opened it. I've got to get rid of him. Both of them if possible.
No, that's not quite straight either. Try again.
The door looks quite solid, and even if it is... Now Mr. Fox is busy sticking up wanted posters. That'll take him a couple of hours by the looks of things. It's a bit unfair that only Wilbur and Uncle Remy are wanted. There are many other rats belonging to the underground who should also be wanted as dangerous terrorists.
Oh, I'm not blaming
Me,
you.
for example.
And I've already found something else to pass the time. Spit spot.
All right. Even if I manage to stick the poster on him without being noticed, what's the point? He'd end up getting a commendation for turning himself into a walking advertising board. Even if I manage to stick the poster on him without being noticed, what's the point?
Try again.
He'd end up getting a commendation for turning himself into a walking advertising board. Never mind the fact I'm not on it. I don't want to help distribute this rubbish.
We've had our differences, but this is just...
I'm quite sure all of these posters will be up on the wall before Mr. Shield Hand's satisfied they are hung straight enough.
Look sharp now. Council leader's orders.
This fire is lit every night. Mr. Shield Hand used to enjoy grilling sausages on it. But all that stopped since he lost one of his dimensions. I wonder what he does when it rains. A couple of bits of charred wood have fallen through the
That's
grill.
not quite straight either.
I'll
Try
take one.
again.
The symbol of the resistance. That should be hanging up all over town.
Is this gonna go on?
Until
A
you've
solitary
learned to put the posters
resistance
up nice and
poster
straight.
isn't going to make a
should
difference.
mind what you
I
say.
can't get up there anyway. Oh, I've already taken one. That should be enough. Oh, it looks like there's paste, or troll
No.
spit, or some
That's
other
not quite
kind of
straight
glue in
either.
the bucket.
Try again.
Well, it's not my fault you can't comfort yourself with your food anymore.
Oh, I'm not blaming you. And I've already found something else to pass the time. Spit spot.
Not possible right now. Not possible right...
No, we've had our differences, but this is just...
And entertaining. Actually, it's mainly just entertaining. Look sharp now.
All right.
Council leader's orders.
The symbol of the resistance. That should be hanging up all over town.
No,
That might work.
that's not quite straight either.
If Mr.
Try
Shield
again.
Hand had the symbol of the rebels stuck to his back, I'm sure he'd try and get rid of it as quickly as possible. But I can't just stroll up there and stick it on his back. If he sees me, it'll take just one strike and I'm down for the count.
How much longer is this gonna go on?
Until you've learned to put the posters up nice and straight. And you should mind what you say.
Time to turn
No.
Mr. Shield Hand
That's
into an
not quite straight
advertising
either.
figurehead for the
Try again.
resistance.
What the? What is it? Hey, Fox, is there something on my back? Can you see anything?
Oh, yeah. I can see something, all right.
What is it? Is there something stuck to me?
Now, what would the council leader say if our very own town guard was making propaganda for the rebels?
Propaganda? But I haven't...
Don't worry, I'll get it off. It might sting a little bit.
But no!
Stop that resistance sympathiser!
There are 3 keys on the town guard's keyring. One of them should be for the door to the guardhouse, the others for the cells. This is the second time I've had to rescue one of the big heroes of Avantasia. Timmy Mousevich, hero rescuer. Ivo, I've got the key!
Really? Well done.
Can you reach it?
No, but I've got a blanket in here which I can rip into strips. Right, that's sorted.
Wow, you're really, really fat.
I'm pregnant. Somehow. Where are Wilbur and the others?
In the underground. I'll let them know we're here.
But where? Oh. Of course, statues will always be the first to lend their support when there's a revolution. I'm not sure who this statue's meant to be, but I'm certain that the council leader's people have defaced it. I can't believe how the little rat boy got me out of jail. I think he must take after his uncle. If I do my job right, then soon I'm going to be an enemy of the state. And looking at this regime, I'd regard that as an honour. If I do my job right, then soon I'm going to be an enemy of the From celebrated hero to enemy of the state number 0.5. Steep career path for Wilbur. A bucket with an evil-smelling, sticky, slimy substance. If I ever need anything like this, I'll know where to find it. Salt pretzels, donuts with icing sugar, together with hot mustard and a bit of pickled cabbage. Perfect. Oh, I think this baby's trying to influence my mind. I've never had a craving for fish fingers with custard before. Wow, I'm glad I'm out of there. Seastone's a dangerous place these days, but at least I can do something about it out here. Presumably all these goods were delivered, or at least ordered, before Van Buren assumed power. I can't imagine any sane airship captain would dream of flying into Seastone right now. That crane's new. Seastone's merchants have been very creative where business is concerned. Someone once wanted to sell me a license for an apple. They didn't want the apple to belong to me, just the right to eat it. I'm pretty sure that wouldn't have ended well had I agreed to that. It all seems quiet and peaceful looking into the starlit sky. However, there are unbelievable powers and great tragedies occurring up there. We just don't look carefully enough. As a child, I lay on my back next to my father in the elf burrow for nights on end, observing the stars. He told me of strange worlds, and sometimes when the night sky was particularly clear, I believed that I could recognize the star turtle with my naked eyes. Wilbur wrote very excitedly to me that he, of all people, had been appointed as the first professor to the school by the Archmage. I think he was very proud, but also a bit intimidated because of his colleagues and the students. Those are the kind of worries that we'd be grateful for right now. The Mage Tower in Seastone is notorious. It's been said it has a mind of its own. It confuses people. It's said that visitors the town didn't like never emerged again after venturing inside. From up there, our problems must appear so small and insignificant. All good, all evil in this world, every elf, human, dwarf or gnome, all lovers, every idea, each work of art, everything that's ever been built. All this exists at one tiny little moment, surrounded by darkness. And yet, it's still worth fighting for, because our moment will only happen once. A lotto ball. Blank. Doesn't look like this has ever been used. I shouldn't take unnecessary risks. I'd better chat to Wilbur and the others first. From up there, our problems must appear so small and all good, all evil, all this, and yet it...
Huh? Oh, it's you.
Working late, are we?
A merchant's work is never done. Now, if you don't mind, I'm off on holiday.
Who takes care of business when you go on holiday?
We don't get many walk-in customers nowadays. We concentrate primarily on production. But when I get back, I'm going to talk to the council leader about opening up new markets.
And these are tribbles that you're selling?
Fresh off the press, so to speak. The management's efforts have optimized production decisively.
Then one just needs to find someone who wants something like that.
I'm working on that. In my opinion, every school kid in the land needs a magic slate like this. I'm going to speak to the council leader of the merchants about that.
What did you say? Where's the entrance to the underground?
I didn't say anything, and you've got no business down there.
And where exactly have those fluffy things been manufactured?
Not in the underground.
And this privy doesn't lead there?
No.
Then may I use it? Or is the flush not working?
I don't know anything about any underground. I just want to earn an honest crust. Why does everyone seem to have a problem with that? I'm taking these ghastly things to the school, then I'm out of here.
A great disguise for the secret entrance to the underground. No one would be keen to know where the things plopped into a privy would disappear to. And the merchant was in such a fluster that he forgot the padlock. Hello? Anybody there?
Hi, Vo. Is that you?
Wilbur? What on earth have you been up to?
Well, you see, it's like this. And then he didn't pull us up. And then Timmy came and said you were in town. And then you called out, Wilbur! And I...
Thanks, I'm fully informed now. It's a pretty long story.
Yep, but exciting too, right? And sometimes funny and a bit sad and...
What's the next step? How are we going to change the Archmage back?
So, actually, I wanted to, someone else should... Wilbur was going to run away.
What?
Run away? Well, not really.
Of course not. We can't simply leave the town to this dreadful Van Buren. And from what we know, it's likely Munkus is sneaking around here as well.
So what do we do?
First, I'm going to get you up here, I guess. Then we can work out together how to rescue the Archmage.
But Remy's right. As long as the wand still exists, there's no way we can defeat Van Buren.
Master Alistair will know what to do.
Don't rely on me. Rely on yourselves and on your friends.
What? You have to speak up.
That's what the Archmage always said. Remy believed him. That's why he took the matter into his own hands.
What's happened to Remy?
He's relying on me. I'll follow him and we'll find a way to destroy the wand. You pull the zombies and Nate up, and then come up with something for the Archmage. Maybe we can also help one another a little. Maybe we can use the basket to exchange items and talk to each other through the hole.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Go get Esther, Gulliver. Time for some fresh air.
I don't know how to thank you, Wilbur.
It's all right.
Our second child will definitely be called Wilbur. What do you say, Nate? Want to see the stars?
You wait here, Timmy.
But I can help.
You sure can. If you hear terrified screams coming from the hole, then think of something.
You are going to find Uncle Remy, aren't you?
Of course. The rope has served me well twice already. Maybe it'll hold up for a third time, too. You know, somehow I can't think of anything witty to say about this rock. It's heavy. Probably. Anyway. You know, it's heavy. I'll find Remy. Timmy's been through enough already. Okay. The time had to come sooner or later. Ah! Oh, hello?
Another one.
For years no one visits, and now all this activity.
Hello? Who's there? I'm Wilbur.
Said the ugly dwarf, whilst peering into the darkness.
Hey, I'm not a dwarf, I'm a gnome. And Mum says I'm a handsome little fella, too.
He said defensively, but this did not impress the darkness much. Next, the dwarf said,
Not that I have anything against creepy voices from the dark, but maybe we could have a little light here?
Why is it dark? And what could you do to make it light?
The young hero stood in a beam of light, surrounded by the deepest darkness, and the voices said,
Two trolls look up into the night sky. One asks the other, What do you think? Is there life on the moon? And the other replies, Well, of course! There's a light on, isn't there?
Ugh.
Fantastic.
Who are you? And why don't you come into the light so I can see you?
We can't.
Well, we could. That we just don't want to. We are gods. We can do anything.
You're gods?
He froze, as if struck by a bolt of lightning, whilst the implications of this danced wildly around his head.
Actually, no, not really.
But you must. You are speaking to gods.
What exactly are implications?
Hey, two cannibals are eating a clown, and one says to the other, He tastes a bit funny.
Oh, do be quiet. I'm trying to create atmosphere here.
Isn't it about time for a riddle?
If you're gods, then can't you just say something like, let there be light, and it gets all bright in here?
Two trolls are looking up into the night sky, and one says to the other, "What do you think? Is there life on the moon?"
Not again.
Of course we could create some light. Or it could simply just be light in this cave. Where's the challenge in that?
But
said the little dwarf,
why does everything always have to be so complicated?
and stamped his foot on the ground.
Say what?
You have to stamp your foot on the ground.
What kind of gods are you?
Well, we are...
Wait! He has to create light first.
Did a rat in a hat pass through here?
asked the gnome in a brave voice. He, however, didn't know at this point that he would be leaving the caves without his friend.
You know something about Remy?
That's what one calls foreshadowing. It's a device used to keep the audience entertained.
Showing something other than complete darkness might also be helpful.
He's got to solve the riddle first.
So what's with Remy? Was he here? Where did he go?
Oh, I've got another one. One politician says to the other, "I don't know why no one likes us. We don't do anything."
And what exactly has that got to do with the story?
Thank you for the conversation. I'll look around a bit.
Not without any light.
Hey, two cannibals are eating a clown, and one says to the other, "He tastes a bit funny."
Haha. So, till next time.
You scared him away.
He liked my jokes.
All three of them?
But what's so funny about that?
Aside from the light coming through the hole, you can hardly see a thing down here. And I think I need more than just a torch or something like that. It sounds like I'm in a fairly large cavern. Up's even worse than down.
Wilbur, have you found Uncle Remy?
Not yet, but I'm working on it. It looks like the Van Buren's girls' abominations have even found their way down here. Someone with taste couldn't bear to have this stuff around any longer and threw it away. Mostly toys. And, oh, what's this? A hand mirror. I'm going to take it with me. Could come in handy somewhere. A small mirror made out of some strange material. It's really smooth, like wood, but it feels different. Nate liked the seesaw, probably because it was new to him. There are so many new things waiting for him up there. I almost envy him having the chance to experience it all for the first time. The pipe eventually gets to the magic school staff room, where the transformed archmage is being held captive. Unfortunately, I'm about 10 times too big to fit through the pipe. Hi, Ethel.
Ooh, you always have this habit of creeping up on me.
You and Esther did a great job with that fluffy paint. Although, I'm still not sure I understand it all.
What's so difficult to understand? Yellow and blue give you green, pink and fluffy give you fluffy pink.
There's a colour called fluffy.
Fluffy jumpers are dyed with it. Many wash powders are made almost entirely of fluffy. Oh, young people today. Absolutely clueless with regards to alchemy.
You and Esther got along well together, didn't you?
Surprisingly, yes. Didn't want to eat me or anything like that. Nice person. Gone now. I'll miss her.
You could visit her sometime.
Lots to do. But yes, maybe.
I followed Remy down into the dark hole.
Ooh, what's it like?
Dark.
Then you need to sort out some light. Chop chop.
I have to be going, Ethel.
If you need stew, you know where to find me.
From the look of things, Ethel's right back in her element. Without Gulliver, Esther and Nate, everything down here looks even more desolate. The three of them took everything really important up with them. And Ethel still has a watchful eye on the rest. Probably best if I leave everything as it is. The basket will let Ivo and I exchange stuff. Very handy if one of us gets stuck at some point. The basket will let The people up there already have enough of the stuff. The rubbish stays here. Ivo?
What? I need to talk to Archmage Alistair. There's a little problem.
Unless it's about catching flies with your tongue, he's not going to be any help to you at the moment.
Well, the problem can wait. I hope.
Monkus has completely disappeared since the fight in the staff room. Do you think he's still in town?
Yes, I fear so. Like flies to Arbor's pot, dark sorcerers are attracted to power. A little girl with seemingly unlimited magic. He'll try anything to exploit that.
And he can transform himself into anyone. Be careful about whom you trust up there.
Who says he's up here? He could be down there with you. We must both keep our eyes peeled.
Remy said that much of the city's been transformed. Is it really that bad?
Some buildings have been badly affected, but nothing that couldn't be fixed with a few flaming torches. What's worse is that some people have also been transformed, and no one dares to say what they think anymore.
That is terrible!
Van Buren's intoxicated by power, worse than Joffrey. She's insane, she's going to ruin our world, and she has the means to do it.
Luckily you're here, Ivo. We'll stop them.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Where's the council leader? Whatever you do, don't let her catch you.
It's okay. She's on her way to the Elf Burrow. She wants to pay my mother a visit.
Doesn't that worry you?
Nah, she'll get nowhere in the Elf Burrow. Elf protective magic is powerful.
So it's just a question of how long it takes Van Buren to figure that out.
She'll be furious. It's best we're no longer here by the time she gets back.
For my search for Remy, I need something I can use to light an entire cave.
I'll keep my eyes peeled.
Thanks. I have to get going. Don't get caught.
Good luck. Keep your ears stiff. I don't know what I'd talk to Wilbur about right now. And quite honestly, I'd rather only stick my head down there when absolutely necessary. I get the impression they would go through thick and thin together. They simply belong together. I'm really envious of that. I get the impression that I'm really... Hi, you two.
Oh, hello.
It's not safe for you here in Seastone. Not for anyone.
I know, but where else can we go? Zombies and the undead aren't really welcome anywhere.
People think that we eat their brains. But to be honest, they really don't taste of anything.
Ew. Well, perhaps you'd be better off in the wildlands. There are loads of people like you there.
Why do we have to go? Just because other people have a problem with us? That's not fair.
I've not had the pleasure of making your acquaintance yet. My name's Ivo. Welcome to Seastone.
My name is Gulliver. This is my enchanting lotus blossom, Esther. Our son down there with the ogre is called Nate.
Nate?
Nate, yes. Named after a true hero and good friend. It was down to him that Esther and I got together back then in the wildlands.
About Nate. You haven't seen him recently, have you?
Unfortunately not. We would have loved to have had him at our wedding, but he suddenly disappeared.
I'm sure he's out there in the big wide world, helping other lovers find the happiness they deserve.
But he left his love behind in the process.
Do you know him?
That deceitful hypocrite who disappeared in the middle of the night with no explanation and leaving me standing there like an idiot of a pirate? No, I don't know him. Not anymore. Wilbur talked about the machine that you built together. Maybe you can bring it up here and build slates for yourself when everything's returned to normal.
I don't think so. Only Bill knows where to get the intelligent stone. And he'd claim I've stolen his idea. He can afford ghouls. Worse, lawyers. Anyway, where am I going to get the gold? Who would even lend me a copper piece?
Don't give up, sunshine. Small setbacks are a part of death.
Esther's right. Those who fight may lose, but those who don't fight have lost already.
Says the young, pretty and rich elf princess.
I've got to go now. Bye, you two.
Bye.
Bye.
This is Nate. His name isn't his fault. I'll try to be nice to him. Hello, Nate. Are you interested in these toys, then?
He says, finally I know where all the rubbish comes from.
You can understand him.
It's quite obvious what he thinks of this junk. I think he says one could also build something useful out of all this. He's an inventor.
Wanted for the murder of Archmage Alistair, the dirty, rotten, dangerous, armed and whiffy fiend, Wilbur Weathervane. The wanted man is armed and dangerous. Ha! Wilbur might be many things, but armed and dangerous? A two-headed ogre, rather rare and pretty complicated, anatomically speaking. I'm an elf and don't feel the heat and cold. Otherwise, elf girls' clothing would be extremely impractical. Good evening, gentlemen.
Mademoiselle.
Fat elf!
My name is Ivo, and you are...
Not Princess Ivo from the Woodland Realm?
Yep, that's me.
It's an honor, Your Highness. Although, considering the current situation, perhaps you shouldn't tell everyone who you are.
I still don't know your name, kind sir.
Oh, excuse me, your serene highness.
Please, call me Ivo.
My name is Zloff. That's my brother, Blout.
Blout!
Perhaps you could explain to me what's happened here. You're a mage, right, Zloff?
Mage? Me? No.
Why Sloth always say that? Sloth is mage.
Not after what happened to the other mages in this town.
What's happened?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. But I've definitely given up magic, and therefore I am no longer a mage.
Nice shop, but a bit unusual.
Candy floss, puppies, chocolate, baby dolls.
It's dreadful. We had such a lovely inn. Subdued lighting, smoky air, and lots of alcohol. And now...
Lollies! You in! Lollies!
A whole building has been transformed permanently. A little girl shouldn't have the power to do that. How does she do it?
I, don't know what you mean.
Are you expiring?
You what?
Blout should tell council leader if people expire.
You're spying for the council leader?
Blout's afraid the merchant council leader's daughter might turn him into a little girl with pigtails if he doesn't cooperate with her mother.
We shouldn't give away that daughter does magic. You're expiring.
No, Blout, we're not.
Then that's okay. Sloth?
Yes, Blout.
What is expiring?
A friend of mine who's active in the non-existent resistance has to somehow illuminate a big cave.
I'm no longer a mage and have nothing to do with the resistance. And because I'm no longer a mage, I don't need my magical equipment anymore. Like, for example, this clicker, which can capture starlight.
Good job that you aren't a mage anymore. Now I can give this thing to my friend, who's not on a wanted list and who's also not in the resistance, which also doesn't even exist.
Why talk so strange? Something not right here.
You're much too suspicious, dear Blout.
Blout, I don't think you should spy for Van Buren. She's bad news. Surely you can see that?
Blout not want to spy, but Blout not want to be changed into Bunny Rabbit.
I was all for fleeing, but Blout wanted to stay and hide.
Quite difficult, given your size.
Blout bought disguise. No one recognised Blout.
Maybe not, but what about me?
Have you still got the disguise you were going to use to hide from the council leader?
Still got.
Would you give it to me?
You want hide from council lady? You conceiving?
No, I just want to secure the disguise and hand it in at the school.
Otherwise, the rebels could get hold of the disguise, Blout. Do you want to be responsible for a rebel disguising themselves with your outfit?
No! Blout, good little boy. Here, take.
Thanks for the chat.
You were like a beacon of light in the darkness of night, Princess.
I'm an elf and don't feel the heat and cold as much as humans do. Otherwise, elf girls' clothing would be extremely impractical. I don't know what I'd talk to Wilbur about, and quite honestly, I'd rather only stick my head down there when absolutely necessary. I'd better explain to Wilbur how to use the clicker. Where's he got to? Wilbur?
Yes?
I think I might have the solution to your light issue. Zloff has just given me something that he calls a clicker. If I've understood him correctly, you can use it to capture starlight and then let it go somewhere else.
Sounds promising. Have you collected any starlight yet?
No, not yet. I'll come back when I've got some.
Sounds good. The basket will let Ivo and I exchange stuff. Very handy if one of us gets stuck at some point.
Wilbur?
Yes?
I think I might have the solution to your light issue. Zloff has just given me something that he called... If I've understood him correctly...
Sounds promising. Have you collected any starlight yet?
No, not yet. I'll come back when I've got some.
Sounds good.
Right then, capture starlight. That is beautiful. Wilbur?
Yes?
I've captured a bit of starlight for you. That should make your light problems a thing of the past.
Really? Wow!
I'm going to send the clicker down in the basket. You must wait until you're in the dark cave before you set the starlight free.
Got it! Wow!
Oh, that's bright.
I can see.
By God, you've got old.
You're only statues.
We are gods trapped in statues. That, by the way, is a very exciting story.
Could someone help me up?
Thank you.
Hey, all this light reminds me of a joke. Two trolls look up into the night sky. One asks the other, "What do you think? Is there life on the moon?" And the other replies, "Well, of course! There's a light on, isn't there?"
Maybe you could just lie him face down in the sand.
So you're gods in statues? Did someone imprison you?
And so it came to pass that the young hero encountered the epic story, which...
The statues depict us. They are our last refuge.
I always thought gods lived somewhere up in the sky in really stylish cloud palaces.
I have lived in many temples, all of which were dedicated to me, the faithful letterman, discussing and answering the most difficult of questions. And they all paid homage to me, the god of riddles.
And then you were forgotten and ate sand for a few centuries.
That one calls himself Jerry, the god of bad jokes.
The god of humor?
That is Avini, goddess of the arts, and I am...
Hypnis, the chatterbox.
the god of good stories.
One picture speaks more than 1,000 words.